This is question 1 from the 2011 paper. So this is the Leaving Certificate Chemistry higher level paper. We're asked to determine the concentration of bleach in a solution. So question 1. I'm going to focus mainly on the calculations, but I'll skim through the other parts of it. So for the first part, it's a volumetric procedure. I'd encourage you to visualize what you're being asked to do here. So you can have a quick sketch of something like this. So I'll be wanting to mention pipette filler, volumetric flask, dropper, and meniscus. Okay, so I want to transfer 25 centimeters cubed of the bleach to, I want to make it up to 500 centimeters cubed. So I'm going to use a pipette. So I see the pipette here in my little sketch. So I know I'm going to want that rinsed with deionized water first of all, and then with the solution it will contain. So that's bleach in this instance. I'm going to use a pipette filler to fill it, and I'm going to draw the liquid up to the mark so that the bottom of the meniscus is on the mark, and I'm going to read that at eye level. Okay, so a few key things mentioned there. Then I'm going to transfer the contents of the pipette to the volumetric flask. So I'm going to allow it to drain by gravity, and then I'm just going to touch the tip of the pipette on the inside of the wall just to allow it to drain. And then I'm going to make that up to near the mark with deionized water, and then I'm going to bring it up so that the bottom of the meniscus is on the mark using a dropper. Okay, using a dropper. So that here I've kind of drawn the red line is the mark on the volumetric flask. So this is the neck of the volumetric flask over here. So I've just drawn a close up here, and you can see the bottom of the meniscus is on the mark. Okay, so those are a few key things you want to mention, and then once you've got that, in goes the stopper, and you invert it several times to make the mixture homogeneous. Okay, so that's A. Next one, B. What color developed? Okay, so what color developed? Well, you've got the potassium iodide reacting with the sulfuric acid. So that's going on here, potassium iodide with the acid, and then this is developing, okay, iodine. So, you know, iodine is a brown, reddish color, so anything like that, brown, red, yellow, depends how strong it is. So those colors you need to mention. I give two reasons why excess potassium iodide was used. Okay, so we want to keep the iodine in solution. That's one reason, and the other one is so that the bleach is fully reacted. So the hypochlorite ion is fully reacted and producing the maximum amount of iodine. Okay, so those 2 points there. Now we move down to where are we? Part C, purpose of the white tile, so that we can see the color change clearly. Okay, that means we'll have greater accuracy for identifying the endpoint. D, name the indicator used in the titration and state the color change. Okay, so the indicator is starch, and the color change is a blue-black color changing to colorless. And so endpoint is colorless there. E, calculate the concentration of NaClO in moles per liter. Okay, so basically that's the hypochlorite ion in the diluted bleach and in the original bleach solution. Okay, so we've come to the titration itself. So here I'd encourage writing out the equation. So we're given the titration reaction here. So write this out and we'll harvest the information that we need, okay? So we need the molarity, we need the volume, and we need the moles. And you could even write this in down here, M, V, and N, but you're really stuck for a bit of room. It'd be nice if there was more room here so you could just sketch it on the on each and every question one paper that you do, but just for more room so you don't squash your writing too much and bring about a mistake. Rewrite the equation out and make some room. Okay, so we're told the molarity of the sodium thiosulfate. So here's the thiosulfate ion. So I know the molarity is 0.1 molar. And for iodine, that's what we don't know, okay? We've got to solve that. The volume of the average titration, so it was 16.1 centimeters cubed, and we pipetted 25 centimeters cubed of the bleach sample. Okay, so 25 is the value we'll have there. And remember that from this reaction, we've got the thiosulfate ion and the iodine, and the iodine itself, it's the same number of moles as the hypochlorite ion. Okay, so this, they're directly proportional, the iodine and the hypochlorite ion. Number of moles from this reaction, we have 2 here, 2 and 1 here. Okay, so from this information, I can work out the molarity. I can put this into the m by v over n, m by v over n formula. So that would give me, I'd have 0.1 molar by 16.1 centimeters cubed over 2 equals unknown molarity by 25 centimeters cubed over 1 mole, and then multiply that out. So I'd have, I'll write it out again, 0.1 by 16.1 over 2 multiplied by 50, multiplied by 25 equals the unknown molarity. Okay, multiply that out, and I get 0.0322 molar. Okay, so that is the answer to part 1. Oops, I had to go for a color change there, but anyway, box that. That's the answer to part 1. That can also be solved with first principles approach. To work out the number of moles of the thiosulfate ion, I know that 1000 centimeters cubed equals 0.1 mole. So 1 centimeter cubed equals 0.1 over 1000 mole, and 16.1 centimeters cubed equals 16.1 by 0.1 over 1000, and that will give me a mole value. And when we multiply that out, that gives 1.61 by 10 to the negative 3 mole of the S2O3 2 minus ion, the thiosulfate ion, and that's in 16.1 centimeters cubed. So if I want to work out the moles of iodine in 25 centimeters cubed, I divide that by 2, okay, because there's a 2-to-1 ratio, so I'm going to divide that by 2. I get 8.05 by 10 to the negative 4, and that's moles of iodine per 25 centimeters cubed. Okay, and I'm asked for the moles per litre of the diluted bleach, so I want to make this up to a litre. It's 25 centimeters cubed, so how many 25s in 1000? Okay, so there's 40, so basically multiply that by 4, get 100 centimeters cubed, and then by 10 to get 1000 centimeters cubed, so altogether it's by 40, and that equals, okay, same answer as we got using the formula method. Okay, so that's moles per litre of iodine, but that's also, it's the same, they've got the same ratio as hypochlorite ion. Okay, so we've just worked out that's the same number of moles as the hypochlorite ion, so that's our answer to 1. That's the diluted solution of hypochlorite ion. So we got the same answer there in both methods. Same as by that method up there, using the formula approach. And now to get the concentration of the concentrated solution. Okay, so it was, if you go up in your own time and have a read of it, you saw it was 25 centimeters cubed of the bleach was diluted up to 500 centimeters cubed in the volumetric flask. Okay, so that's a dilution factor of 20. So we're just going to multiply this by 20 to get the moles in the original solution, and that's 0.644 moles per litre of the hypochlorite ion in the original bleach, in the original solution. Okay, so that's the answer to part 2. So now that's E dealt with. Now we're on to question F. I'll just scroll up. So we want the concentration of the bleach in the original solution in grams per liter. Okay, so it gives us the molecular formula, which is NaClO. And so we can work out the relative molecular mass of that, and that equals, what have we got, 23 plus 35.5 plus 16 equals 74.5 grams. Okay, so we know that 1 mole of this bleach molecule is 74.5 grams. So to work out the mass of 0.64 moles, we simply multiply 0.644 moles per liter by the relative molecular mass. So multiply by 74.5 grams per mole. And then the moles will cancel out and we'll have grams per liter. Okay, so that's 47.98 grams per liter. Okay, so we can box that answer so it's easy to find. That's F part I. And then second part 2, F was to express that in as percentage weight per volume. Okay, percentage weight per volume. So it's right now it's 47.98 grams per 1,000 centimeters cubed. So we want to get this in 100 centimeters cubed. Then it's like then it's easy to express it as a percentage. So to get it into 100 centimeters cubed, I'm just going to divide it by 10. Okay, so it's just moving the decimal place 1 to the left. So we get 4.798 grams per 100 centimeters cubed, and that's the same as 4.7 percent weight per volume. Oops. Okay, so just going to box that off as the answer there.